Hey riders, welcome back to the channel. It's Colin here over at Inside Cycling World. Got a new video here for you today. Saw the latest GCN video with Connor Dunne this morning. It was kind of a top 10 bucket list climb list. You know, those are kind of like, let's just say they're a little bit willy-nilly because those top 10 lists change all the time. Those top 10 lists are probably based on what you've ridden recently, what you want to ride, what country you're obsessed with, what mountain range. My list is always changing all the time too, but it was a pretty good list. I really liked it. And I'm thinking like, how would I ride all these things in real life? How would you go out? Let's say you're out there right now watching in somewhere land. You're like, how am I going to ride all these? I don't have a helicopter. I don't have a Learjet. I'm not flying around the world. I'm not jet setting because these places are all over the world. For some of us, that's just not a reality. It's never going to happen. The time, the money, the travel commitments. But guess what? You can do it inside. And that's the beauty of Inside Cycling, folks. That's why I'm so passionate about it. Multi-platform rider myself, as I think a lot of you are. I meet a lot of people on different platforms. They're coming across, they're going back. Just a bit of variety, right? Spice of life. Some days you want more community, some days you want more racing, some days you want more epic solo routes. They all kind of serve that purpose, so if you can, I suggest checking out all the platforms, seeing which ones you can make work in your fitness budget. They're really not that expensive for the amount of time you probably spend on the bike. But anyway, so Connor this morning showed his top 10 list, or the GCN top 10 list, and I'm going to show you how you can ride them all. And there's one place that I know of. It's Ruvi. That's the only platform you're going to be able to ride all of these on right now. And when I say that, I'm talking Zwift, My Whoosh, Training Peaks Virtual, Ruvi. I know Kino Maps out there. I think Tax has its system. But this is the one that I know really well. And so I did a little bit of scoping around this morning after doing all the other stuff I do around here. And let's have a look anyways. Let's just jump in. Jumping in, folks. Here we are in the app. Generally, your home screen. My favorites. I cleared out my entire favorites this morning just to do this. I had 170 routes in there. You can edit your collection up top here. I cleared them all out. Connor's first route he suggested was the Angleroo. Gadoosh. Here it is, folks. It's in Spain. 12 kilometers long. 1,230 meters of climbing. This is an absolute banger of a route. It's one I've been waiting to do. I guess I can do it now. When I first started on Ruvi way back when, Ruvi and Zwift, my trainer could only do 10 or 12%. And I'm a real stickler for, I want to feel what it really feels like. I don't want to turn the reality down. I don't want to have a machine that's going to be maxed and just adjusting the speed down. I want to feel what the pros feel, how devastating it is on my quads. So yeah, when I saw this thing maxes out at 22%, I'm like, I can't ride it. So generally, if you've climbed it on Ruvi, this purpley profile background here would have a yellow line. I've never done it. It's on my list. That's number 1 on the list. Remember, there's 10. Number 2 on the list is the Stelvio. One of my favorite climbs. Where did we put the Stelvio, folks? Paso Gal, right here. Now, this one's not lit up because a while ago, Ruvi did some updates and it kind of cleared all your, your route completions. But here it is, Prado to Paso Stelvio. This is the most famous side of the climb. If you're not aware, there's 3 different ways to get up to the pass. There's the side from Bormio. There's the side from Prato. That's kind of like the most famous side, the most beautiful road in the world that you've seen on several car shows. And there's also the side from Switzerland that comes up the Umbrail Pass. So you can ride, and they're all available on Ruvi too. You can ride all 3 sides. And they have updated them over the years. So like I noticed here, this one, 1,780 meters. If you back it up a little bit more, you're going to get to 1,850 meters. I've done both of them in the past. One weekend, I had a weekend to myself. I did all 3 ascents over 3 days just to kind of make like a little challenge for myself. So that's 2 of them done. Route number 3. Here's one, Furka Pass. Zwift? No. My Whoosh? No. Training Peaks? No. Other ones? I don't know. But I can show it to you here. It's available on Ruby. Furka Pass, 34 kilometers long with 1,443 meters of climb. You can see these are estimated times like 2.5 hours to climb. Again, some of these I might have done. I didn't take the time to go through them all and see, have I done these? I'm positive I've done this one in the past too. Maybe I'll look into it later and do a quick update. This one here, a bit flattish. It's a double climb, so this one will grind you down a bit. But you got Furka Pass as well. That's 3 of them on Ruby. Number 4. Oh, yeah. This is one of my favorites. Got some great stories about this one. Mount Lemmon, Arizona, USA. So this one, you're just outside of Tucson. This is number 4. We're 4 for 4 at this point, folks. My most recent pass on this one, I rode with the Muckers Worldwide team over on Ruby. I got up at 10 to 2 in the morning. I wanted to get up about an hour before. Remember, I'm in Alberta, Canada. I'm 7 hours behind them. And I kind of went back to sleep. And then I was like, oh my, I have to get ready. So I'm laying in bed at 10 to 2 going, oh, I don't have time for coffee. I did make a coffee and commenced to do the ride with them. One of the hardest rides of my life, folks. It looked like I was dying. It's all on video too. I live streamed all of it. You can find it on the channel. Have a look if you want to see someone look like they're almost going to die, and then suddenly the hand of God comes down and brings him up, and I finished it. I think I was dead last. I was more than half an hour behind the first time I did it. I don't do well in the mornings. You can even see here estimated time. It says 2:55. Oh, personal. Okay, personal best. That's my personal best, 2:55. I was more than 30 minutes slower than that. And I wasn't happy with that time. So I thought maybe a 2:45 would be decent. Anyways, we're at 4 for 4, folks. Let's keep moving on. Number 5. Here's another classic. Sacalabra on Mallorca. Great climb here too. It's not a brutal climb. I think with this one, I can think of a lot tougher climbs. I think total length, 11, 12 kilometers, 670 meters of climbing. This one is all about the road and the location. The switchbacks, I think there's 26 switchbacks, and there's even one that does kind of a loop-de-loop on itself. Like you're going to be going straight and you're going to be looping around and then coming above that road that way. Just that's the only way they could build it. 5 for 5. Look at this. 6 online riders right now too. See if anyone's doing. I'm just going to bounce back. Is anyone doing? Ooh, there's 2 people riding Mount Lemmon right now. So it will tell you how many people are doing these rides. Okay, let's see if anyone's brave enough to do the Angleroo right now. Come on, don't stall out on me now. One person riding the Angleroo right now. Brave soul. That's a brave soul right there, folks. Okay, gonna keep moving. Wuling Pass. Now this one, okay guys. Wuling Pass is the Taiwan KOM. We all know it. It's called one of the it might be the hardest climb in the world. There's a huge event every year. It's over 80 kilometers long with just a massive amount of climbing. So some of those routes, I find these ultra super long routes hard to get the entire video. So on Ruby, what I was able to find though, I think it's the one of 2 video routes. It's just one portion of the climb. Just remember though that this climb is 80 kilometers long. I've got a 20 kilometer chunk here, and you're gonna climb 1,272 meters. The other parts are available, but I think they're only available in what you'd call map form. So no one's ever filmed the video for whatever reason. I think no one riding it right now, you can see here. What you got to realize, sometimes it's very difficult to film these entire routes. Road construction, traffic, weather, anything. So, but at least you've got part of it here to get a little taste of the Wuling Pass. That puts us at 6 for 6, folks. And, here's another banger. Alto de la Trace, right here. Now, this is another one. This is in Colombia. Colombia, I've been doing some racing down there, inside, learning about Colombia, all the climbs. There's so many epic, unbelievable climbs there. they just don't get the attention because they don't have the big World Tour events here. But it's so mountainous, so many climbs. Check out El Liminar. I'd put that on my list of one of the toughest rides to do, a top 10 ride. Barely 9 kilometers long with over 1,000 meters of climbing. So just to put it into context, we're looking at a almost 20 kilometer route, so twice as long with only 200 meters climbing more. Actually, it's less than 200. That El Liminar is so steep, insane. Just another climb that's not heard of. And that's what I mean. The top 10 list could change every day. The Alto de la Trace is part of a really long climb. I think this might be another 70 or 80 kilometer long climb that just keeps going and going. You get up to massive elevations on these where I think a lot of these you're going to top out like over 10,000 feet, over, 3,500 meters in elevation where, altitude would become a real problem for a lot of people. So we've got a portion of it, but you can definitely ride it. So that puts us at 7 for 7 out of the top 10. Number 8, the Cima de la Bonne. Right here, folks. Boom, we got it. Like I said before, it's Rouvy. Here we go, folks. 26 kilometers long with almost 1,700 meters of climbing. This is an absolute smash fest. And there's one dude out there riding it. One dude. Dudes are everyone, folks. I don't know who that is. I could actually have a peek at them right now if I wanted to with this little watch button you see here. But again, here it is, folks. We're 8 for 8. Here's another absolute classic that I have ridden in the past. Connor talked about this. This would be... right here in the Dolomites. He talked about racing in the Dolomites at the Giro. Here it is, folks. This route here is a little bit different. There's a few different versions of this on Rouvy. That's one thing you got to realize is that some people will film just the climb from like the base of the climb. This one's got a nice lead-in section. Again, this is not a brutal climb. You're only going to be climbing for maybe 10 kilometers of it, 1,000 meters. So yeah, it's not easy. But there's some rollers before you're going to gain some elevation there. It's actually, so you're going to climb less than 1,000 meters. This one, it's that part of the world. You're up in the Dolomites. You're way up there in the northwest corner of Italy. That's the place to be, folks. You can see here, average gradient's 3%, max is out at 12. That average gradient is really wound down by all this stuff at the beginning, though. So keep that in mind. But this is an absolute, you have to ride this route. We're at 9 for 9. One left. You know which one it's going to be. It's iconic. It's at the Tour de France. Everyone knows it. Is it the world's hardest climb? No. Is it the steepest? No. Is it the longest? No. Does it get the most fans? Yes. The crowds are packed on this climb every year. And here's something interesting to note. I don't think I've ever done Alpe d'Huez on Rouvy. Way back when I tried to, there was another version of it. I think it was just a video version, so no augmented reality. And my trainer failed halfway going up it. I was getting like power spikes, so I'd go from normal power to 0, to normal power to 0. So you're climbing, 300, 350 watts, you're doing your thing climbing, 0. And I would just stop dead, and I would see my riding partners just ride away from me. And then I would get going again. It was just so frustrating. I bailed out of it, and I replaced my trainer that day, same day, maybe the next day. So there we go, folks. According to GCN, top 10 climbs today. You can ride them all on Rouvy. Look at this, 11 people riding it right now. It's always busy. I did want to show you one that I want to do. I don't even know why I'm showing this, but this might be something more people that are interested in getting into Rouvy. Apparently this feature is coming back, folks. This is something I did way back when. I want to show this to you. So this is in Canada, Mount Revelstoke, full climb. There was 2 portions of it on Rouvy, just 2 little 5-kilometer segments. And you can see it's quite the climb. It's 25 kilometers long at 5%. They do run a climb up it every year, every summer. The 2 chunks I had no video. No one's ever filmed it. You need to film it. You can see here, I can't even download it. What I did, snuck onto Strava, got the full GPX file, uploaded it. That's what's going to be coming back to Rouvy shortly, and your own route creation too. They took that away. It's here, and I just want to show it to you. So I've created it myself. I did this probably 3 years ago. If I put it into just ride mode, remember, I did not film any video, but here is the route. This is the town of Revelstoke out in the Rocky Mountains, and here is the climb, and it looks like a juicy one, doesn't it? Ooh, it looks so good. I feel like I need to ride it. So I think they had 2 portions of it, like 10 kilometers of it, and I just wanted to try it to say I did it because I only live 3 hours from here. Mount Revelstoke is the longest paved road climb in Canada. I know someone's going to find an exception for me somewhere, but this is what I found out about it. Anyways, I've been through here a million times in the past, so really cool that it's just right in my back door here. Anyways, riders, what do you think of that? If you want to ride GCN's top 10 climbs today, I'm not talking about jet setting around the world. I'm not talking about spending thousands and thousands of dollars in hotels and passports and this and that and the everything, and you want to do it this winter? Jump on Rouvy. That's where you'll be able to do it. That's Rouvy's big strong point, is they have such a huge list of routes to do. Again, I'm not being a platform snob. I like to bounce around. I'll be riding on a different platform today. Some have more community-based stuff. Some have features I like. But whenever I'm looking for a brutally hard climb to do, they're not going to be on the other ones. They're going to be here. Like if you're talking real-world locations, obviously the other platforms have their virtual climbs. I don't want to say fake. But, you know, they're made-up climbs. They're probably just as good as the real climbs, but you're not seeing the real thing. And you're not saying in your head, oh, wow, I did that climb that I watched Greg LeMond and Stephen Roche and Pedro Delgado battle up in 1988 or something like that. Was Greg there? I don't think he was, actually. He was still injured. Greg came back in 89 and won the Tour de France that year. What a stud. Probably one of my favorite cyclists of all time. Yeah, anyways. Okay, the riders, there you go. Get on Rouvy. Hey, there's a code too. You can use my code. I get nothing out of this. But I have a code, Colin1M. Probably stands for Colin 1 month. That'll give you a 30-day free trial on Rouvy. So all my other friends, all my other platforms that I hang out with, you can all jump in and try it all out. Bang out these climbs and then decide, is it worthwhile going forward? If you want your hill climb training, this is probably the place to be. Okay, riders, we'll see you later. More videos coming soon. See ya.